I mean, I don't know exactly like what you're going to be comfortable talking about, but everybody keeps saying that you were the trigger man. Is that accurate?
Next question.
Can't talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Why did he end up getting shot anyway? Like, why? Especially
I don't feel like the drugs was part of the situation. I just feel like, I don't know, we was just kids being kids from the hood. Too much movement. That's all, too much movement.
Pop Smoke's killer is now being linked to a new street incident after allegedly getting caught lacking by New York goons. And this is not just anyone. This is the same person who avoided a life sentence because he was a minor at the time of the crime. For months, he moved recklessly, trolling Pop Smoke online, posting disrespectful comments, and even appearing on podcasts speaking on the case like nothing could touch him. According to street sources, that confidence did not last. Once word spread, the streets responded. And if that was not already shocking, things escalated even further when the brother of the other shooter was later found dead, discovered inside a barrel on a beach. The situation feels unreal, but it is being talked about everywhere right now. So let us break it down. For those who may not know the full story, here is a quick recap. On February 19, 2020, the music world lost Pop Smoke, one of Brooklyn's most promising young talents.
Pop Smoke was known by some of the biggest names in the business, like Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent. His murder has stunned fans everywhere.
Everybody's talking about it. Police say suspects broke into his home and shot.
Pop Smoke was only 20 years old when he was killed during a home invasion in the Hollywood Hills. The loss shook the culture. He was on the edge of superstardom, and in one night, it was all taken away. 5 people were arrested in connection to the murder, most of them teenagers who thought they were pulling a quick lick. But the alleged trigger man was just 15 years old at the time. Because of that, when he later admitted to the killing in juvenile court, he could not receive a life sentence. Instead, he was sent to a juvenile facility until age 25. That was it. No punishment that matched the weight of what was done. When he got released, things took a wild turn. Instead of laying low or showing remorse, he moved like nothing could touch him. He acted like his time was served and the story was over. But New York did not see it that way. Before getting into what happened next, it is important to understand why Pop Smoke's death hit so deep. This was not just another rapper lost to violence. Pop Smoke was changing the sound of New York hip-hop. He brought Brooklyn drill to the mainstream with undeniable force. Records like Welcome to the Party, Dior, and For the Night were not just songs, they were anthems. His voice, his presence, his star power made him impossible to ignore. Major artists were already lining up to work with him. Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj, Quavo, the industry knew he was next. His posthumous album Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon debuted at #1 and stayed on the charts for weeks. Fans were not just mourning a rapper, they were mourning a future that never got a chance to fully exist. So when his killer came home and started moving reckless, talking about the case like it meant nothing, that disrespect cut deep. It was not just aimed at Pop Smoke, it was aimed at Brooklyn, at the culture, and at millions of fans worldwide. Instead of disappearing, he went on podcasts and did interviews, casually revisiting the night Pop Smoke was killed. No remorse. No restraint. In one interview, when asked if the crime was planned or a robbery gone wrong, he brushed it off, saying it was just a robbery and accusing the public of spreading false information. The way he spoke about it shocked people. And that behavior is exactly what set the stage for what came next.
How would you describe what was going on that night? Maybe even just like take us through the day if you want.
Well, I'm not finna get into detail about too much, but it was a robbery. Nobody did none of that. That's all false information. It's a lot of pages that's like giving out false information. YouTube's like the vlog, false, like they don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing y'all talking about. Y'all just assuming and y'all just putting shit together as y'all going around.
This dude is talking about murdering one of New York's most beloved artists like he is discussing breakfast. No emotion. No remorse. Just cold, matter-of-fact energy. He is correcting narratives like he is a historian, not the person responsible for ending a life. And it somehow gets worse. When asked about all the YouTube videos covering the case, he actually complained that people saying rest in peace were being disrespectful. He said if someone spoke on his friend like that, he would see them as an op. Let that sink in.
Then like the way they bring up the situation and they be saying like rest in peace to them, they be disrespectful themselves. They be like I don't know. I just feel like if that was my boy and they're posting them and speaking on a situation like that, like I feel like you my op too.
What's the disrespectful part?
You hear the irony? The man who killed Pop Smoke is calling other people disrespectful for talking about his death. The lack of self-awareness is unreal. When the interviewer asked about how they found the address, referencing rumors about a photo showing the location, he suddenly clammed up. He claimed he did not know how the address was found and said he was not going to lie to anyone. Convenient silence.
They'd be putting it together with like saying that there was, a bag with an address that was posted online. There was a photo of him and his friend where you could see the address in the background. Is a lot of that not true? It's just people putting shit together after the fact?
Oh, that part I can't speak about because I don't know how the address got. I don't know that part. So I can't even speak on that. I'm not finna share a lie to nobody.
Then he admits something even crazier. He said he did not know Pop Smoke at all.
Of him, I probably seen one picture of him before and just like thought he was a model. I was like, well, you got a good modeling career going on. I mean, I thought he was just on that route, but then all this happened. I'm like,
he really claimed he thought Pop Smoke was a model, not a rapper, not one of the hottest artists in the world at the time, a model. And then he tried to sound reflective, saying he was lost afterward, like he woke up confused and shaken. Lost, after taking someone's life. That was his version of remorse.
I wake up in the morning, I don't even wake up, I didn't go to sleep, I'm just like, damn, I'm just lost.
And here is where it gets telling. The interviewer asked him directly if he was the trigger man. His response was simple. Next question. That is not a denial. That is someone trying to be clever while saying everything without saying anything at all.
It's movement. That's all, too much movement. Movement from everybody. Too much shit going on. It was too much shit going on. So it's like, it wasn't intentionally. It wasn't on.
He cannot admit it on camera because that would be stupid, but he also never actually denies it. He just skips past it like it is an awkward topic nobody wants to touch. Then he starts describing the night itself and claims nobody was supposed to get hurt. He repeats that line more than once, but almost immediately, he contradicts himself. He says there was too much movement going on. When the interviewer asks what he means, he explains it was movement from Pop Smoke and movement from everyone in the house. Too much happening. It was not intentional, according to him.
He backdoored nobody. Let's clear that up. Nobody, I know that 100% for sure. Nobody backdoored nobody. That female, I can't speak too much on it, but her, she don't know what she's talking about at all.
So he tries to clear up the backdoor rumors, but he does it in the most disrespectful way possible. He talks like he is doing the public a favor, like he is correcting history, not like he is the reason a man lost his life. And that alone rubbed people the wrong way. But what really pushed it over the edge was how he started moving afterward. After the interviews, he took to social media like he was a celebrity. Posting on Instagram. Dropping subliminals. Moving like being Pop Smoke's killer made him somebody. Like it was a badge instead of a stain. The streets were watching all of this. Every post. Every interview. Every reckless word. And in New York, especially Brooklyn, disrespect like that does not go unnoticed. Pop Smoke was not just another rapper. He was Brooklyn. His music was everywhere. Dior had the whole city doing the woo walk. Welcome to the Party was the soundtrack to the streets. He represented something bigger than himself. And this kid really thought he could sit on podcasts and casually talk about killing him like it was nothing. He kept hiding behind the excuse of being young. Saying things like, we were just kids being kids. But let us be clear. Kids being kids is sneaking out at night. Kids being kids is dumb mistakes. Kids being kids is not home invasions and murder. That excuse did not land with anyone. It only made things worse. Word started spreading that he was moving reckless. People saw the interviews, saw the social media posts, heard he was outside, comfortable, acting untouchable. And New York does not forget. According to multiple street sources, he eventually got caught lacking. And when he did, it was not a warning. It was a violation. A serious one. Different versions exist, like always, but the consistent story is that he got beat down badly. Not quick. Not random. Personal. A message, not because violence is right, because it is not. But because the level of disrespect demanded a response in the eyes of the streets. The courts may have treated him like a juvenile, but the streets do not care about legal technicalities. They care about respect. And he violated every rule, and then things got even darker. One of the people connected to the Pop Smoke case, Jaquan Murphy, has a brother named Javon Murphy. On July 31st, Javon was found dead inside a barrel floating near the Pacific Coast Highway Bridge in Malibu. A maintenance worker spotted the barrel first. A lifeguard later retrieved it. Inside was Javan's body. Naked. Stuffed inside. The coroner ruled it a homicide immediately. Javant was an aspiring rapper himself. Another young life tied to the same orbit. And according to TMZ and the LA County Sheriff's Department, investigators are looking into whether his killing was connected to revenge for Pop Smoke. Nothing proven, but the fact that it is even being considered shows how deep the anger still runs. This is what happens when someone treats murder like content. When they confuse attention with immunity. The internet does not forget. The streets do not forget. And justice does not always come through the courts. Pop Smoke is gone, but his legacy is still alive. His music still moves the culture. His name still carries weight. And this entire situation is a reminder that actions follow you, no matter how much time you think has passed. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. A Brooklyn legend taken too soon.